Yeah, so I got these lip fillers, and afterwards I went up to the doctor and I was like, hey doctor, I'm pretty aware of the fact that you can constantly see my front teeth and I can't chew properly. Is there anything you can do at all? And he was like, no, Cailín Fiachra, you're just gonna have to go home and live with it forever and also pay me an extra 250 euro for this appointment we're having right now. And I just did it, guys, because I didn't want to be a dick. And then this one time I was on holidays and my friend Joshua was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I think you should get into the pool. And I was like, Josh, I can't get into the pool. When I go underwater, I take panic attacks, pass out, and almost die. And he was like, oh my God, you're such a buzzkill. So I just did it, guys. I got into the pool, I almost drowned and died. But at least I wasn't a dick. And there was this one time, my friend Poutine was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, you think you could eat all of this food that's about to go off that we're going to throw out because I want to save the environment? And I was like, I don't know, Poutine, it doesn't look too healthy. Some of it's blue mold. And he was like, okay, Cailín Fiachra, don't worry about it. And I was like, hey, okay, I'll do it. God, I'm not a dick. And this one time, my friend Midas, after a party, was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, do you think you could give me and 9 of my friends a lift home? And I was like, I don't really know, Midas, because I don't have many penalty points left before I lose my license, because at that time I gave you one of my tires because you wanted a spare and I had to drive home with 3. But and also on top of that, I've only got space in my car for 4 people. But guys, I did it anyways and I got arrested for putting 10 people's lives at risk. But look, at least I wasn't being a dick. And then this one time my friend Mary was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I really want to put you into this room that has lots of gravity, and when you go in there you might be stuck to the floor forever. And I was like, Mary, doesn't sound like a lot of fun. And she was like, if you don't, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I didn't want to be a dick. And then this one time, my friend Alejandro was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I'm training to be a hairdresser and I really want to try out this green dye in your hair. And I was like, I don't really know, Alejandro, I've got a date coming up and also a job interview and I don't really want to have green hair for either of those. And he was like, well, okay, Cailín Fiachra, don't worry about it. I won't do it then. And I was like, okay. And I just let him do it. I didn't get the job and the date didn't go well either. But guys, look, at least I wasn't a dick. And then my friend Joanna was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, you think you could show my son how to climb this tree by climbing the tree, for example? And I was like, I don't really know, Joanna. The tree doesn't look too safe. And also, I'm really afraid of heights and I've got vertigo. And she was like, well, how else is my son going to learn, Cailín Fiachra? And I was like, okay, Joanna. So I climbed the tree, fell over, broke both of my arms. But look, guys, at least at the end of the day, I wasn't being a dick. And this one time, my friend Guadalupe was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, my cat just had 8 kittens, and I just really want you to just take them on and raise them single-handedly. And I was like, I don't really know, Guadalupe, I have a job and stuff to do. And he was like, okay, then, Cailín Fiachra, don't worry about it. Who else is going to... I was like, okay, just took on the kittens, guys. I'm raising them single-handedly. I haven't slept in 4 days, but at least I wasn't being a dick. One time my friend Marrakesh was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I'm training to be a plastic surgeon and I just think that I could cut off your lips. Would that be okay? And I was like, I don't really know. I don't think that's a good idea. I know my lips are too big already, but I do need them, And she was like, well, don't worry about it, Cailín Fiachra. I'll just test it out in this pig skin, I won't learn much. And I was like, okay, you can do it, guys, because look, I just wanted to be a good friend. I didn't want to be a dick. And then this one time my friend Goopel was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, do you want to come to the desert for a week so that I can put sand in your mouth? And I was like, I don't really know. Is that such a good idea? I might need water. And he was like, no, there's not going to be any water. And I was like, well, I don't really want to do it then. And he was like, you're going to be a dick. And I was like, okay, so I just did it. Anyways, I got extreme dehydration and I had to have my voice box removed. But guys, at the end of the day, at least I wasn't being a dick. And this one time, my friend Harriet was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I really want to put a colony of ants up your nose. And I was like, listen, Harriet, I draw the line at a colony of ants up my nose. And he was like, you know what? I actually taught all of those ants to say the word dick. And I was just going to get them to walk past your house and they'll just say dick, dick, dick forever. And I was like, okay, put them up my nose. It's fine. At least I'm not a dick. And this one time my friend Sandra was like, hey, Cailín Fiachra, I really want to see what happens if somebody drinks carrot juice every day for 12 weeks straight and nothing else at all. And I was like, okay, why are you telling this to me? And she was like, because I want you to do it. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. I don't even like carrots. And she was like, well, Cailín Fiachra, I guess I'll just have to go the rest of my life without knowing what happens. And I was like, okay, I won't be a dick. I'll just do it. I'm orange, but at least I'm not an orange duck. And this one time my friend Emer was like, hey Cailín Fiachra, I really think we should play a game of Dick Dick Goose. And I was like, I don't really want to play Dick Dick Goose in case I end up being a dick. And she was like, if you don't play, you're going to be a dick. So I set myself on fire. I didn't want to be a dick. And then this one time my friend Dexter was like, hey Cailín Fiachra, do you think I could just murder all of your family? And I was like, I don't really want you to do that. But if I don't, if I don't let you, will you think that I'm a dick? And he was like, yeah. So I said, okay, just murder all of my family, it's fine. But guys, I'm very sad and lonely, but at least I'm not a dick.